Alrighty. So today we're going to be talking about the short put, and I'm going to be sharing with you 3 entry tactics to help you increase your profits and your win rate as well. So let's go through very quickly what is a short put. So a short put is a neutral to bullish strategy where you're selling a put option and then receiving a premium for it. So this is a premium selling strategy. And as the seller of the put option, you have the obligation to buy 100 shares of the underlying stock per option contract if you exercise. All right, so this is the P&L graph of the short put. So as you can see, for the short put, we have a capped profit. So this is our max profit regardless where the market goes to, right? It can go as high as it wants, but this is the max profit that we have. And as you can see down here, this is our strike price. So anything after our strike price, you can start to see that our profits are starting to decrease. And if it goes past the break-even price, this is where we start to lose money. So the break-even price is very simply calculated by the premium which we receive minus the strike price of the option which you are selling, right? So as much as possible, when we enter into this short put, we want the market to just go anywhere that is above our strike price. So let's say, for example, if the current market is here and we sold our put option at this strike price, right, the market can go anywhere from here, right, ideally from here all the way to here, and we'd still be in a profit. All right, so let's get to the tactics. All right, so the very first tactic is to find support levels. So support levels, you can find them in an uptrend, in a downtrend, and in a sideways market. So first of all, in an uptrend. So an uptrend basically is when the market is moving like this. So basically what it's doing is forming what you call higher highs and higher lows as well. So this is in an uptrend market. So basically what we are looking for is for support levels basically of the previous lows. So these previous lows can act as support levels if the market was to come down and then bounce off it, right? So this is what we are looking for. We're looking for a break of the previous low, and then we can see if the market does go up and close above the previous low, then this could be a good place for us to get into the short put. So this is for the uptrend. Now for downtrend, the market moves in the opposite fashion, right? So instead of moving making higher highs and higher lows, is actually making lower highs, all right, and lower lows. So what we're doing down here is we are also looking for the break of the previous low. All right, so we want to see a break of the previous low, and then we want to see that the market tries to go up and closes above this, and ideally we want to have some bullish price action here, right? It can be a bullish candlestick bar, or maybe some divergence which we see if we have some indicators going on below, which I'll share with you later on. So this is what we're looking at, right? We're looking for this break of a previous low and for the price to close above before we can start to enter into a short put position. And the last is the sideways market, right? So the sideways market is when the market has no defined real movement, right? It doesn't make higher highs, it makes this higher lows, higher highs, lower lower highs, all right, like this. So you can see, although it's making higher lows down here, it made lower low again, all right, higher highs, then lower highs. So it's in this back and forth action. So what we want to look out for ideally is looking for all these previous lows to see where it breaks, right? We want to look for the lowest point and then basically draw a line over here, right, around all these support levels, and let's see whether the price can close above all these levels before we start taking into a short put position. So let's take a look at some chart examples. Right, so this is an uptrend. As you can see, the market is trying to form what you call the higher highs, higher lows, right? So can you identify where could be a good support level? Right, so these are previous lows. All right, so you can see the price action has not broken below this previous low, but it came pretty close down here, right? So it came down, all right, it bounced off this previous low, and then it went back up. Right, so this place is a good place for us to enter into a short put position, especially also because you see it bounced off this moving average. So moving averages can also serve as what you call dynamic support, right? They are not static like price levels, they are more dynamic because they move along with the price. And you'll notice that many times when the price actually touches the moving average, it can bounce off. So this can support use as a dynamic support as well. So especially if you use this in conjunction with the support levels of the previous lows, you can see that this can be a very good place for us to identify strong places where the market will bounce back up, right? So this is in an uptrend. Now what about for a downtrend? Can you identify the support levels? Alright, so as you can see, there are a few support levels here. I can draw one down here. Alright, let me just draw this all the way across, and then another support level down here. So as you can see, when there is a break of the previous low from down here, you can see that the price would momentarily just go up, right? It goes up, come back down, bounce off, goes back up again. So again, we can sell our short put below this support level, because when the price goes up, your short put will also lose its value, which means to say you're in profit, right? Because if you sell for, let's say, $2, and as the price goes up, it may depreciate to maybe around $1, and that's where you can get your profits, right? So you'll see down here, support very easily became resistance levels, right? Resistance levels. So since we are only looking for a support, where because we're going for a short put, which is a bullish strategy, we're looking for this, right? So as you can see, again, support level, it tries to break below, but then it bounced up. Again, down here is another place where it very closely about to hit the support level, and then it bounced back up again. So again, these are good places for us to get into the short put. Right, what about sideways, right? You can see this sideways has no real direction, right? It's forming this higher high, but then after that it starts to form lower high, and you can see that down here it forms a higher low, but then it goes down to form this lower low. So you can see this is in a sideways fashion, right? Just moving between just these two prices up here, right? So during this time, we can easily find all these support levels. Let me just draw this, remove this first so I can draw it more accurately. So you can see that it actually bounced off the support level quite a number of times. Alright, so it bounced off 3 times after it has broken this previous low. So you can see this sideways is a pretty good time for us to get into a short put position as well, and selling our strikes below this support level. Right, tactic number 2. So tactic number 2 is to find oversold conditions using this stochastic indicator. Right now, there are a few other indicators that can identify overbought or oversold conditions, but the one that I like to use is stochastics. And you can see that each time when the market, right, this blue line down here goes below this purple line, is what you call a oversold condition. So oversold conditions basically are places where there is a higher potential for the market to bounce back up than it is to go down, right? So you can see 2 times when the market, right, has an oversold reading, the market goes up. At the same time, you can use this in conjunction with dynamic support levels or just the support levels, right? You can see this became resistance. This is resistance, now it became support. Alright, so this is a moving average dynamic support. So whenever you see that there's oversold in conjunction with some of these support levels, it can be a very good place for us to get into a short put position as well. So here's another one, right? So you can see each time it is oversold, right? You can see there are 3 times. So again, oversold, right? It bounced back up momentarily. Again, down here as well, it bounced back up. Down here as well, bounce back up. Okay, now one thing to understand is that this is not 100% going to work all the time, right? There are times where it's going to show an oversold reading and then the market just continues to go down. So what we are dealing with here is probability, because if you want to get into a short put position, we ideally want the market to quickly go up in our favor, right? So would you rather sell it when it's oversold, the short put, or would you sell it when it's overbought, right? So it makes more sense for us to time it when the market is oversold. Alright, here's another example. Alright, as you can see, this is the chart from before where we have all these support levels, right, where it tries to break the previous support levels, and then the market would bounce back up. So you can see that each time when it bounced back up, or rather when it touched the support level, it coincides with the market, the stochastics of saying that it's oversold. Alright, so you can see here, this is pretty accurate because the 4 times, right, it showed an oversold reading, right, the market bounced back up. Except maybe this one time, alright, it showed this and then the market just came back down after that, right? But for the most part, it is pretty accurate, especially when the market is going sideways. Alright, so tactic number 3 is one standard deviation. So I don't want to get into the very technical terms. So in layman terms, basically one standard deviation just depicts the price movement range that the stock will be in 68.2% of the time by the options expiration date based on the implied volatility. Okay, that's quite a mouthful, but basically what it's trying to say is that most of the time, if you can take a look at this highlighted box down here, most of the time the market, right, or the underlying stock will be in between this box at the options expiration date, right? So if you're wondering how far or how wide, the stock has a range, right, how high it can go or how low it can go, it's dependent on the implied volatility, right? Sometimes there's earnings or sometimes there's some news that comes out, so this implied volatility will take into consideration that will define the price range of the stock, right? So basically what it's trying to say is that if you were to stick within this one standard deviation, right, of you choosing the strike price at around one standard deviation, most of the time the stock will go in between, will stay within this box. So as you can see, for our short put, we actually have a very high win percentage if you were to have a strike price at the one standard deviation. Right, so we want to go for a strike price that is around the 16 deltas. So around 16 deltas, or anywhere 15 to 20 deltas is fine as well. That is where we have a one standard deviation put option, right? So you can see that although it's 68.2%, most of the time it will stay within. For us as a put option, we have a 84.19%. So there's almost 85% win rate, right? Because anything above this point is also a profit for us. So that means anywhere above from this point all the way to here is a profit. So that is why when you want to choose a put, the strike price, you want to choose around this one standard deviation to give you an increased chance of winning. Okay, so let's put it all together. Now you can go individually for each of the tactics, or you can combine all three of them together. So if you combine three of them together, what you want to do is you want to look for support levels, then you want to look for oversold conditions, and then once this two is present, you want to go for the short put strikes, which have roughly a 15 to 20 deltas, which is around the one standard deviation point. Alright, so let's take a look at some examples. So as you can see from here, this is the same chart from before. Right, so what do we look out for? Right, we look for a break of the previous low, which serves as support levels, right? And then you coincide this with a oversold reading. So you can see now we have tactic 1, tactic 2 present here. So the last thing you need to do is sell a one standard deviation strike price for the put option. So maybe it will be somewhere below down here, right? Maybe it's 180, 175, and then we will sell our put option here. So as you can see, it does not get to reach our put option. The market goes up, bounce back up after that, and you can choose to take profit if you want, if you realize quite a big profit on your short put rather than wait for it to expire, right? So here's the next example. Again, so this is a downtrend, right? You can see the market is moving downwards, and then there is this support level, right? Tested the support level, and then over here, right, there is an oversold reading, so which is down here, and then this is where you can sell, right, a one standard deviation short put, right, 1 SD. So you can see the market after that starts to go up. Alright, another chart. As you can see, there are a number of examples here. So same thing as well. So for this is also a downtrend. So first identify the support level. So I found the support level down here. Alright, now look for a break of the support level. So there is a break of the support level down here. And then let's take a look at our stochastics. So this is oversold. Alright, so our first two conditions has been met. Then now we sell another one standard deviation short put. Alright, let's take a look at another example. So as you can see, all this is very similar. Again, this is another stock. This is Microsoft. So same thing, break of the previous support level. Alright, break of the previous support level. Alright, and then we look for the oversold condition. Right, it matches here, and then we sell a one standard deviation short put. So as you can see, it never really went down. So during this time, the option will be decaying, and you can pretty much take profit. Alright, here's another one. So you can see break of the previous low as well. It broke twice. right? So let's see which is the one that has the oversold condition. This is oversold condition. So at this point, oversold, wait for it to close above the previous support level, and then we can place a 1 standard deviation short put. Alright, one last example down here. So again, let's look for support levels, right? The low down here, alright, this does not have a low, so it did not really break anywhere. So let's take a look at maybe this one. So this one, it went down below. There is an oversold reading, right? It broke the previous low and then it closed above it. So this is where we can get into a 1 standard deviation short put strike. Alright guys, so I hope this video has been helpful for you in helping you identify better entry timings for you to enter into your short put so that you can have a better chance of winning. So if you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate if you give me a thumbs up and also subscribe so I can create more videos like this for you. And as always, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time and may the options favor you.